Here we go, boys. We're back, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, everything in between. Here we go. Today I stood out in the rain laying road krebs. I don't know what krebs are. Sounds painful. Sounds like something you want to get checked out by a doctor. Yeah, fair enough. Good for you. That's a real grind. Oh, that's a real grind. Yeah, bad thing. I get it. But we want to hear the good things, man. Though I'm open to hearing the bad things. We can go into the deep therapeutic sessions later on. This guy leading out pot on the turn makes me think he's hit the 6 2-pair, but it's so unlikely to hit 2-pair with the 6, you know? It's hard to have 4-6 or 10-6. What on earth is happening? Okay. Nice hand us. Nice hand us. So yeah, guys, I don't know if anyone recalls in my last stream, I was saying that I was feeling like a bit lonely just because I didn't feel like I had people who I could really share my deepest, darkest thoughts with. I don't mean darkest, I just mean my deepest thoughts. And people who simultaneously are like very intelligent, but also believe in a lot of the stuff that I believe in. Or I would say a lot of stuff I know to be fact. Ugh. Depending on how controversial I'm feeling and how diplomatic I'm feeling. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on this river. Never mind. And so Kathy was like, hey, Charlie, you got a problem with this? I got you, bro. And we did some stuff, did some spiritual things, blah, blah, blah. Don't want to say exactly what, because people will be like, is that real? He seemed like he's on drugs. And I'm not. But I don't want to say exactly what it is because I like to not specify these wavy spiritual things. But anyway, later that day, I met 2 people in like an hour who are just like fucking awesome people. Like really, really awesome people. And connected really strongly with both of them. So yeah, all is going well. So if you're not following, please do follow. I think I'm near 20,000, which I didn't know I had that many. I thought I had a few thousand, not 20,000. So obviously I did a bit better streaming than I thought back in the day. He's a little fishy, everyone's a fishy, that is a bad 3-bet size. Everyone doesn't know how to 3-bet on this stake. 264, huh? Unfortunate for us. If he calls, we can call. If he folds, we're probably out, which I'm kind of sucky. You taking mushrooms, Carrel? Unfortunately. Those days are behind me. I found out some very, very dangerous phenomena whilst ingesting magic mushrooms, and I do not want to repeat those experiences until I'm at a point where we're gonna fucking stack this guy. Well, we're gonna double throw him. Maybe we can just do this. It looks super strong, but I think when it's me, people might just be like, what if he's fucking around? That's a shove. What is full betting and then deciding? Jacks. Jacks is the only one that's allowed, and even it's a mushroom. Queens, you can't just tank queens. Obviously, you got to call queens. He says as he takes all his money. Yes. Yeah, I like celebrated on the turn just to confuse the poker gods. You got to do that sometimes. It's incredible. You can turn the most bland statement into a complete hoot. I have tits too. Well, if you have tits, you're allowed to comment on other people's tits. And that genuinely is the rule, and I don't know why, and don't ask me why. But you got tits, you're allowed to talk about other people's tits. That's it. Said and done. You got a penis, you're not really allowed to speak about other people's penises unless you know that they're comfortable with that. I don't know why that's the rules as well, but it is. Come at me, bros. Want to know any other rules for life? Hit me up in the chat. Whatever, mate, you didn't vote, so don't go on about politics. With all due respect to Ricky Ticky-tastic, as much as I do like to say all opinions welcome, I mean all opinions are... I'm joking. Having voted or not voted doesn't really have much to do with whether you know much about politics or not. But my politics teacher's fucking good, man. He's so balanced in his opinions. I really, really think he's oh my god, we're going to rep a royal. It's not very often you get to rep a royal flush. Rats. Oh, he can't even show us that he had the royal. Going to be going for a 4-bet here, hoping he does not have aces. If he could hit us... Oh, fuck, he's limp raised. Oh, no. Oh, fuck, I thought he was in the big blind. For the kings, boys. To be fair, that is a very cheap way of snipping out whether they have aces or not, because if someone has queens or ace king there, they're almost always going to be flying. Some people there will get it in. That is true. Maybe I did just fold an a20, but I'd say 90% of the time he just has aces there. What's the best way to maximize personal growth and study whilst watching your videos, like taking notes? It depends how you learn, man. I can't take notes and learn. It's just not me. Never been good at that. I learn by listening. So it depends what kind of learner you are. I would say always take what I say with a pinch of salt and only take in what feels right for you. And fuck this guy. Guys, do go check out my YouTube channel if you ever want to watch me play chess. I've just posted my second ever chess video, which is very exciting for me because I fucking love chess. I was actually looking at the game called Choker today, which is a mix of chess and poker. The poker side of it, I've got to be honest, isn't great, but they are my two favorite games ever, so I'm open to it. Yas. Dude, it's Zero Outer is out of the stream. Have ace queen. Yes, yes. I believe that one learns multiples more about life when forced into situations where emotions are raised. And emotions, for me, are raised the most. Oh, what's up, dude? I don't know why I just gave you a fish label because you said, hi, Charlie. That makes no sense. You're probably actually right. You know what? I'll give you a new label. Because I feel bad about just labeling you as a fish. Hildreth. Oh, did you just 4-bet me? I was going to give you your own label, but you can be an aggro fish. It's a good question, man. It's a good question. I could go on a very long rant about that. But instead, I'm just going to give you a hypothetical scenario of something that didn't happen to me, but an example of what could happen to someone to potentially hypothetically prove to them that there is an afterlife. So let's say, and I'm going to shorten this down. I usually, if I'm giving this example, I usually like to go on a much longer rant. But let's say you're trawling through the Amazon rainforest and you come across a group of shamans. And they happen to speak English, and they claim beyond all conceivability to be able to look into your past lives. And you're like, fucking sure, guys, fucking sure. All right then, guys. All right, come at me. What was my first life on this earth? Idiots, go on, tell me. And then they tell you, it's like, sir, you were, in fact, a hat maker in Mongolia in the time of Genghis Khan. So actually your soul is quite young, so I wouldn't speak so arrogantly and confidently as you are a young soul. I should probably 3-bet that. This seems like shit, doesn't it? And you're like, okay, sure, guys, you move on. You're like, fuck it. So if I were to ask you now, like, what's the percentage chance from your point of view that that there is an afterlife and that reincarnation is real, it would be very reasonable for you to not change it at all. Change it by 0.0001%, because you haven't really got any evidence. However, if you then, on another very exciting excavation, go off into the I need to decide on the size here. Look at this size. Go off into the mountains in Austria, for instance. Shout out to that. And you meet a witch, a spiritual witch, a good witch, who says, "I can tell you about your past lives." And you're like, "Sure, bitch. I mean, witch, sure. Tell me about it. Why don't you tell me about my first life that's ever happened on this earth? I love hearing this shit." And she goes, "Well, young man, I probably wouldn't be such an arrogant asshole if I were you, because you're actually quite a young soul. Did you know you were a hat maker in the time of Genghis Khan in Mongolia?" And then, if I were to take you aside and be like, "Well, Mr. Rationalist Atheist person, what are the chances of afterlives existing?" If you were then to say, "Well, there's still no evidence for it whatsoever," I would have to call you an irrational person. Because what are the chances that those two people who have definitely never met 100% or almost 100% never met. They've like completely opposite sides of the earth have come to the same conclusion randomly. What are the chances of that? And what are the chances that maybe there's some truth in what they're saying? That doesn't mean they're right about everything they say, but it might mean there's some truth in what they're saying. And that is what you have to be looking for, guys. You have to be looking for the some truth. And that is one type of experience that could improve the, empirically improve the percentage chances of an afterlife existing. So I've got this rule, try not to bluff too much, on MICROSTAKES. So we're going to do that. And that is one type of experience that has happened to me, although I did change the details for a bit of fun and a bit of deception as well, because I don't want to tell you exactly what happened to me. Because that will be public knowledge then, and people would probably come after me for it. As soon as possible, pursue a career if you're extremely talented, where you could possibly be one of the best players in the world if you start at an early age and you're really, really, really good. So I would definitely not tell you to do that. But if you do make that decision to start at such an early age, I would say don't put loads of money into it. Make sure you put very small amounts of money into it, because the chances are at a young age you're going to suck. Because your brain's just not going to be as good as it's going to be in like 5 years. And most people suck as well, so that's something to look out for. Going to be tank calling here, balancing our calling range. That's not what I meant to say. Going to be balancing our timing tells. And we're going to be calling the river. Unfortunate for him, he did not see that there was 4 to a straight. I don't think he even looked at the river. He was just really happy about his set. Probably mid-climax as he was shoving the river. And you can't be climaxing whilst there's still one card to come, as they say in the poker world. What emotional state do you feel like you're in most of the time nowadays? I get pride, courage, desire, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love. Love the question. It's a very nice question. I'd say I'm content most of the time. Happy a lot of the time. At the moment, I've been going through a bit of depression just because of the breakup, and just like the nature of the breakup. It brought up a lot of, not brought up, okay, it created a space for me where I could work on myself, work on my past traumas and a lot of the issues that I've had. And because I've now got this place of tranquility, all of the traumas that I've experienced in my life are kind of all coming up at once, which is great. It's really fucking good. It's like healing and I'm facing it. I'm spending a lot of time genuinely just like crying my eyes out, like howling, screaming. But it's exactly what I need, because I've had a whole life of the opposite of that. I've had a whole life of not really doing anything about the fact that we're going to go bet small here. We're going to try and target some ace jacks and stuff. I've had a whole life of, this guy's snap calling is very good news. Had a whole life of not really letting myself feel emotions because I've been in too many dangerous situations to allow myself to feel them. Please don't have Jack 10, sir. It's probably Jack 10 or 3s, but yeah, I don't think we can fold because you can have King Queen as well. And there's pot odds. Maybe we can. Ugh. You know? So usually my approach to sleep is try and wake up at the same time every day. I try and go to sleep relatively early and I try and wake up relatively early. However, over the last 2 weeks, it's been really shit and I've been staying up late and getting up late and waking up late and sleeping a bit too much, I think. As this guy, so we're calling a very light 3-bet, but this guy knows who I am, so might just be trying to like get in on the stream. Say hi. And he's also got a 3 out of 6 3-bet, so might just be a mental dude as well. 2 small factors, but will add up to us peeling and flopping top pair. And we're going to be going for an overbet. Just go 25 zoom, please. Checking back for a bit of deception here, mixing it up. River and all a floosh, always good. So yeah, I think that I have not been sleeping enough because of certain levels of depression that I've been going through. But luckily, the depression isn't super serious, not super serial, and it's only lasting for maybe like an hour a day, and I can be pretty damn functional during that hour. Not during that hour, but during the rest of the day. And if I need to get up, I can just get up, and the depression just kind of goes whenever I want it to. So I'm not feeling particularly bad about it, but I do believe that's why my sleeping pattern has been a bit fucked recently. But yeah, I would recommend guys getting up early if you can. If you have the option. Going for a walk, getting some nature. Going for a big bet here. King X ain't going to fold to 1. Draws ain't going to fold to 1. So we got a value hand. We go big. And that is poker, boys and girls. That's how you do it. What is their range? What are we trying to get value from? Bet that size. Bet the size that they will call. So now a king could consider hero folding. We're going to look. You got to put the 6-6 because $2.50 looks so valuey that people are just like, nah, not for shit, mate. Good check us. That feels horrible. Oh my gosh. Hallelujah, hallelujah. What a dick. So this is a very small split bet, so we can actually peel. This is how we can definitely 4-bet. Not gonna, but we definitely could. Going to be snap checking back the flop here. Going to be betting the turn. Trying to fold him off ace king if he has it. Yeah, pawn's fucking crazy, man. It's such a. I genuinely find it so gross, but I mean, I used to watch it because you're born into a society where it's just given to you, and no one tells you that it's bad for your mentality. We're deep stacked here, so we're just gonna play around. Whatever. Whoa, that makes sense. Love it. Thank you. Someone likes to be dominant. Enjoy being dominant, but I also like being dominated sometimes, depending on the mood present. Yeah, me too. Sometimes I like being dominated, but really most of the time I like being dominant. Actually, at the moment, I think the reason I've strayed away from being dominated so much is because in one of my past relationships, it was abusive, and often that abuse mixed with them being dominant in sex. And that has made me less trustful of people in those moments, and I think that side of me will probably come out again once I learn to trust the person I'm with. But I'm not with anyone yet. I assume he had a flush. Probably a fish. Going to be checking the flop here. Hoping he has something like jacks, which might bet themselves. Now, guys, we have to rep ace king. So what would ace king do if it's going to shove? It's probably going to take a sweet fucking time to work out whether it wants to shove. Whereas aces and kings, they can snap shove because they're like, well, I definitely know I'm shoving. So we've got to rep ace king, and we've got to take our time. Always rep the thing you don't have, whether it's value or bluff. DOTT. Get your DOTTs out in the chat. Everyone can check quads, so be careful of that. But we're going to go for some protection here. Going to be checking back turn. And checking their river and hoping they have fives. And they have quads. Or kings, but probably quads. Going to be check raising here. Do I want the hand of commands deleted? I'm okay, man. I'm fine. We're all good. Actually, scratch that. Yes, I do want the hand of commands deleted, but I'm still all good. Yeah, but I am not in contact with her anymore. I actually deleted all contact as of about 4 days ago. Going to be checking the river here. King's good, sir. King's good. So if someone is being abusive towards you, don't wait for them to change, even though I know that you feel like they can change because I've been there. Don't wait for them to change, because the only way that you can let them change is give them that space and give them that time to be by themselves, and let them feel what it's like to lose you, and then separate yourself from them and separate your emotions from wanting to be with them, and say, okay, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, but give it time. Maybe in the future I'll do that, but you know what I think will happen? I think what will happen if you do that is that I think that you will, when you take time by yourself, you'll realize that the way that the person was treating you is not a way that you'll ever let someone treat you again. And that's a really tough, bitter pill for a lot of people to swallow. In fact, I have a friend who's currently in an abusive relationship. She knows that she should leave, but she's not doing it, and it makes me really sad. And I know it's one of the hardest things, and you can't force people to leave these kind of relationships. I'll probably call that quits. See how it's going. Call that an episode. I don't know if we won or lost. It's probably close. We're doing pretty bad at the beginning. At the end, we seem to do a lot better. I'll wait until we finish these hands. This is a good flop for jacks at this stack depth, especially. Expecting a lot of check shoves on this kind of board. Never mind. So we've made, add another 4.78. 4.78 from a beginning of 309.47 plus 4.78 is 314.25. And we're going to check that on a calculator, obviously. $314.25 from 50. And genuinely not that many hands, and playing Zoom, which is high rake. I definitely could be making more if I was playing on other sites, but I'm doing it the way that I think you guys should be doing it. And the main thing is that even if we were just doing this and just playing Zoom, high rake, higher, lower skill edge, things like that, we're still learning very quickly, and that you take with you for the rest of your career. So please do not forget that. Don't try and play exactly like I am. You're not going to be able to do it, but take away some of the things I'm saying, some of the lessons I'm giving, some of the concepts that I'm giving, and try and implement it very slowly into your game, and use your intuition, use your logic. Speak poker, think poker, do poker, read poker, anything you can do. I mean, I didn't read poker when I was doing it, but all of these different things, whatever works for you. Make sure you're thinking and speaking poker. I think that's the main two things. If you don't have people around you that are also into poker, find people, go on my Discord, find people who are like-minded, maybe in the Twitch chat, and be like, dude, let's make some fucking groups. Let's talk poker every day, because you're going to get exponentially better if you're going to do that. So, much love. Yeah, guys, if you want to challenge me to a game of chess, please do go on chess.com and challenge Charlie Carrel, all lowercase, one word. From $50 to $314.25. Much love, guys. And I shall see you. Namaste.